Hi, how are you? This video was inspired by two young men and their girlfriends that I have been talking lately quite a lot. It was astonishing to notice how these young men, both from very different circles, do the same mistakes and repeat the same mannerisms as men have done, decades, even hundreds of years. So I talked with them and I collected, I think, 8 things, 8 guides for them what not to do or how to think. The first one is very easy. It's do not comment on appearance of your lady if it's not purely positive. So there is no ifs, no buts, no nothing, no hints. Everything is just positive. And believe me, you'll thank me later. There is this kind of a notion of superiority if you start commenting on you should look this, you look better in that, or should you lose some weight. That's not good. That's very, very offensive. So, believe me, do not comment on appearance if it's not positive. And if there is the question that, honey, do I look good in this? You know the answer to every one of those questions. Yes, you do. If is it blue or red, then you can choose that the blue is better. But no ifs, no buts. The second thing is do not comment on intelligence, income level, education, anything like that. That's very degrading too. And I understand that it's in the male system. So you have the testosterone and you have to feel superior and you have to win everybody. But that doesn't involve the significant other. You shouldn't try to be better than they are. You shouldn't try to be superior and be the boss. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way anymore. Because if you haven't checked, we have the same human rights. And women today, especially young women, think quite differently than women did in the 1800s. So it's a really tricky road. You have to be a man, but you are not allowed to suppress the other half. And there is something else, because there is still difference in how you can go forward if you are a man or if you are a woman. So you may be holding something against them that they have no possibility to do anything about. Plus, women usually develop themselves, improve themselves over their whole life span, when men usually get the education and that's the best that they can get. So be aware, if you now make fun of their education, they might be higher than you in 10 or 15 years, because women tend to do that. This commenting about appearance and commenting about income level or education or somebody's person, it's meant to make them feel bad. And by making them feel bad, you think that you feel better about yourself, that you are superior. But you do not want to live with somebody that tries to win you. Because that's the basic scenario then. You will try to win them, and it might happen that they want to win you after that. And that's no fun life together. So don't try to make them feel bad about themselves. That's the right word. If you think about it, do you want your significant other to feel bad about themselves? I don't think so. Or if you are, then I hope that God have mercy on your girlfriend or your significant other and they leave as soon as they can. Number 3 was surprising for me too. Do not create a gate system. Do not give your approval That's very weird. That's very weird for me. I'm 50. I have thought about that. I have thought that I do not need men's approval for anything. And these young men, when the lady says that, yeah, I'm going to my sister's for a weekend, and they say, I give you my permission. And I was like, what? That they actually said that they are going to give their permission. It isn't the Middle Ages anymore. And that's really degrading, and that gives the lady a very wrong impression of you if you want to be a modern man and a good husband. So when they decide to do something, just say that, okay, have fun. Or if there is something to discuss about, then discuss about it. But do not give your approval or say that you do not allow that. That's not for today. And that's not for the woman who can choose to leave whenever they want. And then you be just all alone. Number 4. This is hard for some young men and some older men too. Don't nag. I know it sounds weird, but nagging is something that you do constantly, many times a day. The topic is usually the same, and it goes on and on and on, and it's not a request or something very concrete. It's just a little notes and hints and notes and hints, and nobody can say anything about a nagging. They can only say that, oh God, shut up sometime. And this is especially a problem for men who want places to be very tidy. I have heard this during my lifetime many, many times, that they nag because there are crumbs on the floor, there are crumbs on the table, and something is wrinkly and not like super, super tidy. Well, there are similar people than you that like everything super tidy. So if that's the main thing in your life, then try to find a lady that suits for that description. But if you are not with that kind of lady, then you have to stop. If you want everything to be tidy, clean up yourself. But constant nagging just makes people hate you. They want your woman will hate you. Absolutely hate you. They will just think that, oh God, why wouldn't he shut up? And that's not a good place to be. But how do you know if you are nagging? If you are just doing it automatically? Well, think about it. Are you constantly annoyed about something? It might be something totally different than cleaning the house. Are you constantly annoyed about something? Do you want to change something all the time? Do you talk much? Think about what did you say last night when you came home. What did you say? What did you talk about? How many things did annoy you last night? And if you still want something more concrete, then put your phone in the middle of the desk when you come home and listen what the discussions are that night. You may be surprised, because it's very eye-opening to hear yourself in a video or recording what you say if you are not thinking about it. But if you are a nagger, try to get out of it. And if you have something that you really want to change, then talk about it. Like sit in a couch or something with your girlfriend and tell her that I would like to this and this thing to be like this, and how can we make that happen? Or if it's just impossible, then what do we do? But don't nag. That's one of the most annoying things, because it's constant. Number 5, and this is especially for those men who have children with their girlfriends or spouses. Help out. sounds like ridiculously easy, but it isn't, because men are that kind by nature that they lie on a couch and they wait somebody to ask them to do something. But there is nothing more annoying that you have to ask everything. Would you change the nappy? Would you warm the milk? Would you do something when they are crying or fighting? You get tired of asking. And that's again really degrading, you are some kind of king in a castle and you just lie on a couch and do your thing or look at your phone. That's what men do nowadays. And don't do anything. And at the same time you say that those children are half yours and you are 50% parent but you don't do anything. And I know this is hard. I know this is hard because it's somehow so deep inside the male head, then even my husband doesn't realize that. Or he did realize that, but he doesn't have the ability to help out spontaneously in everything, because I don't know, he says that he doesn't realize how much there has to be done in this kind of household with food and dishes and laundry and cleaning and everything. There is just too much things. But he was wise enough to suggest that give me a list of things that I do always. And I'm not the monster that I may seem to be, but he makes breakfast every morning. He makes evening snacks every evening. He takes care of the dishwasher. It's for him solely. He takes care of the dishwasher, empties it, puts new or dirty dishes on, and in addition to those, he cleans the toilets, which I don't like. So I do all the stuff that is complicated and you have to know when to do and when to not. And he does these things that are scheduled. And I don't have to ask him, but he does enough. So if you do not know what to do with the kids, there is few things. You can, for example, volunteer to be the nappy guy. So you change the nappies every time, no matter what time of day or night. So that's your job, and that's quite a lot. And the other thing is, in addition to the nappy guy, that you react when they cry. So when baby is crying, you react. That's very easy. It is a request already. You may not be able to do anything about it, but in the other hand, in the long run, you learn. And then you know what you do about it when they're crying. But you can think about it as a request as itself. Of course, the mother goes whenever they are crying very easily, but you can do your part. And it's not hard. It's just the setting in your brain. So take yourself a few tasks at home. Maybe discuss it with your girlfriend, with your wife, that what are the things that they may not like. I do not like washing the toilets and I do not like doing grocery shopping. So he does those. And it saves loads of my time. And I feel very good about it. I don't feel like I'm the cleaning lady and the nanny and the cook. It's not nice feeling to be serving the king. Then number 6. And this is hard one. Don't try to outsmart us. It doesn't work and it's very annoying. We all know the drill. When somebody brings flowers or chocolates or both, and do you want me to rub your shoulders or your feet? And then there comes, I'm going golfing with the boys. Do you know what happens in the future? That's, for example, that's manipulating from the start, and we know it. We don't fall for it. Next time you bring flowers, you can expect to be asked, what do you want? And that's not a nice place to be either. If you want to make somebody happy, what do you do then? Whenever you bring something nice, they think that what do you want? And if they do not say anything like, I'm going golfing with the boys, and they say, fine, have fun. But we know every time these kind of things that you try to soften us up for something that we don't like. And it's very mixed feelings, and it makes you feel that the other person is really like crooked. It's better to be out in the open and honest. Hey, boys are going golfing, I would like to go. What do you think? Or if I go golfing with the boys, do you want to go hang out with your sister? Or something that she likes to do. So that's more fair. Give something to get something, and not just try to manipulate and distract. That's not nice. And we know it every time. Believe it. Even if they don't say anything, they know it. That, okay, this is this again. I cannot stand this. Why can't he talk to me like a real person? Then, number 7, don't count. This is something that some people do, or many people do. When you have made one mistake, or you have done something, even not a mistake, but something that you like, then it's going to be held against you for the rest of your life. I can do this because you did that then. I can do this because you did that then. No, stop it from the start. You don't want to be in that kind of count. What happens if you both count for 5 years? You have so big lists of sins to compare. If you decide to forget and forgive, then do that. Or even if you don't, you are not supposed to dig out things from the past years. It's just not reasonable, and it's not nice. And everybody makes mistakes, for God's sakes. And if the mistake is so bad, then you have to reconsider if there is any sense in anything. Number 8 is not do not. It's do this. Look at your girlfriend, look at your spouse, look at your significant other, and think, do you want to spend your life with them? Do you want them to enjoy their time with you? Do you want them to feel we? Do you want to feel we and not just you and me? Do you want to be treated fairly? Do you want to be treated honestly? Do you want to be loved? Do you want to be loved now? After 5 years? After 10 years? After 50 years? Think about everything you say. Think about your attitude. Think about what if she says the same things for you. Would it hurt? Like you're a little bit of chubby side. Do you think you should lose weight? The guy next door is running. Do you think that you should run too? To get rid of that fluffy thing? But most women don't say things like that. And if you have that kind of woman that doesn't say things like that, you are extremely lucky, and you should really praise the God and try to make sure that you are worthy of her, that you are worthy of the angel that doesn't say bad things about you, and do the same. Don't say bad things. There is nothing, you don't win anything by conquering her. You don't win anything if you feel superior and try to make her feel small and stupid and ugly. If she feels pretty and nice with you, she will stay with you and she will love you. The essence of it is that if you feel better with each other than apart, then you are in a good way for a long marriage, for a long life together, with real happiness and with real feeling of we, and not just you and me. I have been around the block for a few times. I have been in relationships. I have been in a bad relationship, and I have been in the worst relationships. I have divorced. I have remarried. I have found my soulmate after many, many years of searching. So take my advice and think. If you have some comments on this topic, please write them down below. But I think that I will continue for part 3 at some point. I hope you have a great day. I see you soon. Goodbye.